Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm excited to share with you a complete automation which will automatically scrape jobs from, in this case, Indeed. You can also do this for LinkedIn, Simply Hired, ZipRecruiter using Apify. And then it's going to score those jobs based on your resume to see if you're a good fit. And if you're a good fit, it will generate a cover letter, add them into an Airtable, and then create the cover letter in Google Docs over here. So it's a relatively simple automation to build, and in this tutorial, I'm going to take you through step by step and show you how to build this from start to finish. So without further ado, please subscribe to the channel and let's get into it. So first of all, we've got the schedule trigger right here, which is going to run every 3 days at 8 a.m. in this particular case. And then once that runs, it's going to run an Apify actor. So as you can see, get real-time web data for your AI. And in order to get started, you just click on Go to Console once you've created your free account. And free account, you get $5 of credits per month, which is usually sufficient for most of the tasks that you're going to be doing in here. So we've got LinkedIn Job Scraper here. We've got an Indeed Job Scraper, Google Job Scraper, Glassdoor is another one, Career Site, lots of different options to choose from. So we've got the Indeed's Job Scraper here. And in order to get started, we just have to fill out some of this information. So in this case, I want to search for jobs in the United States since that's my home country, although I live and work remotely from Thailand. And I'm looking for specifically remote jobs in this case in digital marketing. So I've just entered the query digital marketing here, and this is the total number of jobs that I want to return, in this case 25. I'm sorting by date, and I'm only getting the latest jobs from the past 7 days. You can also choose your job level, entry, mid-level, or senior. And in this case, I've also decided to turn on remote as well, since I'm only looking for remote jobs. And once this is done, you're just going to want to make sure to click Save down here so that you can access it from N8N and pull it into the module. And then you'll come over to the JSON and just copy this and paste it in over here. So I'm just going to copy and paste that in. And you're also going to want to select your actor right here. So in this case, we're just using the Indeed Job Scraper. I also have a few other job scrapers in here as well. So if I can create as many of these automations as I want, just using different scrapers for jobs. And you will have to make sure, obviously, to authenticate and add your API key over here as well, which you can get from Apify under Settings and then API and Integration. So you just get a copy and paste in that API key and authenticate it with N8N over here. And then you're also going to want to make sure to turn on wait for finish and just choose 60 seconds in this case so that it can wait for the scraper to finish before moving on to the next step. Usually 60 seconds is long enough unless you're scraping hundreds or thousands of jobs. That should be sufficient. And then in the next step, we're just calling the get dataset items. In order to add this, you're just going to search for Apify over here. And then you'll scroll down to get dataset items and then just add that node into the workflow. And all we're doing here is we're just dragging in the default dataset ID. So in order to get that, we're just going to execute the run actor node. And once it's finished, we can just drag in the default dataset ID. You just drag in the default dataset ID, and that's all there is to it. Then it will get all the dataset items, which you can easily preview. If I execute this step, it will just pull in all of those right here. So you can see it got 10 items in this case, complete with the job description, company name, URL, location. So this one is in the US and it's remote. So that's what we're looking for. And you can also see the salary information here too. So this one's $40,000 to $75,000 a year, which we're going to need in the next step. And then I can also pin this as well so that it doesn't have to run the actor every single time. We're just going to use this as test data for now. And I'm only limiting it to one job. And then the next step here is we're just dragging in an OpenAI node. So this is OpenAI, and we're dragging in message a model right here. So you can just add that in. And this one's going to be scoring the job based on whether we're a fit or not. So basically, you just have to connect up your OpenAI API key. In order to get that, you just go to platform.openai.com, and then you'll go to Dashboard and API keys right here, and then just click on Create a New Secret Key, give it a name. That will generate the key. You copy and paste it into N8N. And then for here, I'm just setting GPT-5 Mini as the model because it uses fewer credits and it's the latest version of ChatGPT. And from here, we are issuing it a user prompt. So in this case, here's the job listing details. Salary, we're just dragging in the salary from the previous step. Remote, whether it's remote or not. Benefits, job term, job description. And I'm also just copying and pasting in my full resume right here. Here's the candidate's resume. So I've just got my entire resume listed here. And that's all there is to it for this step. That's the user prompt. And then the system prompt down here, I'm just giving it this prompt. You're an intelligent bot rating how closely a job listing is to a candidate's skill set on a score of 10. Please add up all the points and create a total of 10. So 4 points for if my resume is an amazing fit for the job, 2 points for mostly matching, 3 points for if the resume is paying over $25 an hour or $50,000 a year, 1 point if it's a fully remote position, 1 point if the company offers benefits, and 1 point if it's full-time, not contract or part-time. So that should add up to 10 points total. And then that's the system prompt. And then we have one more here as well, which is telling it to return the JSON data structured the following way. Score 10, and then the reasoning for how they got that score. And that's all there is to it for the job fit score, as I'm calling it in this particular automation. And then the next step is just an if-then statement. So if it's a good fit, it will choose what to do next. So in this case, I'm just dragging in the score that we got from the previous step. And if it's greater than or equal to 5, so 50% basically or more, then it will generate the cover letter. If it's not a good fit, it will just add it into the Airtable. So I'll show you what the Airtable looks like real quick. Here's the Airtable. We're adding in all of the jobs, including ratings, the cover letters, the salary, city, whether it's remote or not, and also status, so I can select whether or not I've applied for this job yet or not. And that's all we're doing in Airtable. And then for the primary field, we're just using the link because this is not going to change. So if I click on this, it will just open it up and we can easily go to the link right here to apply for the job. That's the only manual step. All the rest is automated. And this is just going to be running, however often I want, every day, every 3 days, every 7 days. And it will provide me a list of jobs to apply for quickly and easily in my Airtable database over here. I could have also used Google Sheets or Docs or something as well. But I think Airtable is the best for this particular case. I just like the way it's formatted and everything. So yeah, that's exactly what we're doing here. We're just adding in all of the fields. I've pulled in my Airtable database here. I've also authenticated it with its own access token, which is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to show how to do that in this tutorial. You can figure it out on your own. And we're also just pulling in the jobs listing database and dragging in all of the fields from the previous step. So that's going to be the apply URL, in this case on Indeed. So that's how I apply for the job. And then also the job title, the company name, job description, the platform as well, and the date, the rating that I got from the ChatGPT thing as well. Also the cover letter. In this case, I'm just putting not applicable because it doesn't make sense to generate a cover letter if we're not actually a good fit for the job, right? We might as well save the ChatGPT credits and only generate the cover letter if we're actually a good fit for it, right? And then the salary, we are dragging in from the get data set items over here. So you can see all the fields. That's the job description right there. Company name, we just click and drag this in. And then the title, whether or not it's remote, the country, and salary, city, everything. So we just dragged in all the fields here. And make sure to turn on typecasting as well, just in case, because sometimes you do have some errors there. And then from the column to match on, you'll just select the link field. Since that's not going to change, we'll just use that as the primary field. And for this one, you can actually just duplicate it by pressing Control D, and it will create a copy. And then you can just click and drag that up to the next step. So if we're actually a good fit for the job, then it's going to generate the cover letter. And to generate the cover letter, it's very similar to the previous ChatGPT node module that we called. And we're basically just giving it the job listing details, title, description, company name, location. And then once again, I'm passing in my entire resume right here. So as you can see, it's filled in all of the information over here. It might be a good idea to actually format this so that it's not in HTML in this particular case, but it seems to handle it pretty well anyway, so we don't have to worry about it too much. And then for the system prompt, it's just saying you're an intelligent bot, perfect creating cover letters for a job. Please take the candidate's resume and create a customized cover letter for each job. And then once again, it's also formatting the JSON so that I can pull out the cover letter. That's pretty much all there is to it. And then for this one, the only difference is that I'm actually passing in the cover letter right here. So I can execute that cover letter generator. It will generate the cover letter. And then you can just click and drag in the cover letter over here. And that's reflected over here in Airtable. As you can see, it's putting in the cover letter over here. The only thing is it's not really in the right format. You can see there's new lines in here and it's just not formatted correctly. So I've decided to just create these as Google Docs. So as you can see here, here's the cover letter. You just click and drag that in. .cv. So you're going to want to do .cv in order to get the actual cover letter here. So in this case, I would want to put .cv here. Or maybe not. Figure that out later, right? That should be fine, right? So it's getting the entire cover letter right there. And you can see it over here. There's the entire cover letter. But like I say, it's not formatted correctly. So I want to actually create these documents as well and put it into a Google Doc. In order to do that, you will have to use Google Cloud Console and set up your credentials. I'm not going to show you how to do that in this tutorial. You'll have to figure it out on your own. It's really pretty straightforward. And you're also going to want to add the Google Drive API as well over here, and also Google Docs. And once that's done, I'm just passing in the company name here, and then adding CV so that it's creating all of the cover letters like this over here in Google Drive. It's just adding them in. And you can see this one here for a job. So all I have to do is copy and paste this cover letter and apply for the job quickly and easily using the particular cover letter that we've generated. And then the last step is we're just updating the document. So we're dragging in the ID of the doc that we've already created here. It's just json.id. So as you can see here, just click and drag that in. And the next one is going to be for a company called Karate and Fitness for All, CV. Doesn't seem like a job that I would be a good fit for, but we'll see. So now it's created the CV and it's added all of the text right here. If I go ahead and execute this step, it should create the CV. I'll come over to Google Drive here and it should be in here. So there it is, Karate and Fitness for All, CV. So now that I have all these CVs and added everything into the database over here, I can simply go through this and check the score. So this one right here looks like I'm a good fit. It's an 8 out of 10. The salary is $70,000 to $80,000 a year, and it looks like it's fully remote. So if I go ahead and click and open up this link here, I can quickly and easily apply for this job. It's an implementation consultant based in, just says remote, United States. So I can scroll down here. You can see there's a lot of benefits here as well. The pay range is $70,000 to $80,000 a year, which is really, really good. And if I want to apply for this job, all I have to do is fill out some basic information, upload my resume. So just come over here, grab my latest resume, and then we're going to paste in the cover letter right here. So in this particular case, we should have the cover letter for the job. right here. And if I want to find this, I'm just going to come over to Google Drive, and we should be able to find it. It doesn't actually have a company name in this particular case. So I think it's just one of these. It just says CV right here. So we'll have to actually make sure to find the right cover letter. This particular job is A.E. Perkins. So if I search for Perkins, it looks like this is not the right one. Sometimes it doesn't always get it right. Like if there's not a company name, it's not going to add the right file name, but it should be one of these, right? So it's just a matter of figuring out which one it is. And then I can quickly and easily apply for this job. This saves a lot of time manually going through job boards and combing through them and figuring out which jobs you're a good fit for. I'm going to leave a link to this complete automation in the description in the comments below. And also you can join my school community over here. We have a classroom and there's about 1,200 members in here now. Step-by-step tutorials, automation courses, templates. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and that's all for now. Signing off.